How do you define success? For me, it's quite simple. It's the sum of all the things that matter to me. I've always been curious about what makes people successful and what success means to different people, and I believe that no two journeys are alike because we are all unique and we're all looking for different things in life. Welcome to Success Redefined, the podcast that's teaching you how to stay in control of your daily choices, grow as a person, develop some fantastic work and life habits, supercharge your performance, accomplish your biggest goals, and make some great things happen in your life. I'm Emma, your host, and I'm here to show you that there's only one definition to success that matters: your own. Hi everyone, and welcome to episode number 3 of the Success Redefined podcast. This is Emma here, and today I want to talk to you about new beginnings and new goals and the secret to accomplishing every single one of them. One of my favorite inspirational quotes is an old Chinese proverb that says, "A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step." So let me ask you a question. When should we count ourselves successful? When we complete the 1,000 miles journey or when we take the first step? How many of you have experienced that excitement of having a new goal in mind, that perfect mix of a dream that's close to your heart and the commitment that you will take action towards it and do something different going forward, that you'll be healthier or happier or exercise more or perhaps get a new job or learn a new skill? And perhaps you started this year with that excitement. You made that decision to achieve something for yourself at the beginning of the year, like your big New Year's resolution, right? And I know that this year has been pretty difficult for most of us, and we've been given challenges to deal with, and we've also learned a lot of lessons. And now that lockdown is kind of over in many places, and we slowly return to a new normality, now is a very interesting time. It feels like a new beginning, doesn't it? Like a fresh start, like a time for new decisions. And with the reflection of the time spent in isolation, a lot of people, including myself, have decided to get some new goals for ourselves, both personal and professional, to live life differently and do things differently, and in many ways better than before. And this new decision comes with new excitement, right? And if you are one of those people, I really want you to take a moment and connect with your goals and that excitement of achieving them. And you know what? I'm so happy that you are able to feel that excitement, because these goals that you set for yourself, whatever they may be, whether they are new goals or you've had them for a while, will no doubt make you feel incredibly successful when you achieve them. But let me ask you something. What steps have you taken so far towards achieving these goals? What progress have you made since you made that commitment to yourself to achieve this new thing in your life? Do you still feel motivated and capable of making it a reality? Or are you starting to feel a bit overwhelmed with all the things you need to do? And going back to my Chinese proverb, are you starting to feel that the 1,000 miles journey is perhaps a bit too long? Did you know that according to surveys, only 9% of people who start their year with new goals felt that they were successful in achieving them? 9%. So what happens to the other 91%? Why is it that so many people start with these exciting goals to change their lives for the better, but so few achieve them? And this is not just about resolutions made at the beginning of the year, it's about goals in general, regardless of when you set off to achieve them. And this is an interesting topic that has been studied quite a lot in recent years, and there are a few elements that contribute to this rather disappointing figure, but two reasons stand out. One is because people tend to focus on what they are giving up or missing out on rather than on what they are gaining, so they start off with a completely unsupportive mindset. And the other reason, which I believe is much more common, and it applies to achieving goals generally, is that we tend to put too much focus on the outcome of our goals, and we ignore the small actions that we do on a daily basis that take us to our destination. And when we do that, we get the impression that we're not doing anything valuable, that we're not making any progress, because these small actions, they don't bring with them the same level of excitement and satisfaction as the big outcomes. And I know, because I have been there many times, more times than I can count actually, whenever I set myself a big and exciting goal and focused on the outcome and got attached to the outcome more than I should have, I ended up in a roller coaster of self-doubt, overwhelm, and disappointment. And we all know that successful entrepreneurs, they don't give up on their goals. And I certainly don't give up on my goals. And for sure, none of you either. But wouldn't we make it just a bit easier for ourselves and for our mental well-being if we learn to measure our success not only by the exciting results that we all aim for, but also by the actions, the small actions that we take on a daily basis that one by one take us closer to these exciting results. Because celebrating small steps every day builds within ourselves an invaluable quality, and that's perseverance. And we all want a bit of that, right? And we also activate something that psychologists refer to as goal gradient, which means that when we take steps towards our goal, regardless of how small, and acknowledge and celebrate those steps, we feel more confident and more excited about the journey ahead, and we feel motivated to take even bigger and even more consistent steps the closer we are to that particular goal. So instead of being with the 91% that fall into this trap, why don't we learn to value the first step that we take and every step that we take? Because it would be like experiencing a small dose of achievement every single day, wouldn't it? Why don't we learn to break down our overwhelming goals into small actions and put all our focus on that small action every single day? Because this small action that we do today will lead us to the small action that we do tomorrow, and that will lead us to the small action that we do the following day. And all of these actions that require very little time and very little effort, that I'm certain that we are all capable of achieving, they build our new behaviors, our new habits, until they become part of our life. And I believe that this is the secret of the 9%, the strategy that those few people that are able to stay consistent to their goal are following in order to actually achieve it. So let me give you an example. Let's say our goal is to read more and develop a habit of reading, but that's quite vague, so we need to make it more measurable and more specific. So we commit to reading a number of books over a period of time, let's say 12 books over the next 12 months, so 1 book a month. If we focus on completing the 12 books all the time, it might be a challenging task, particularly if reading is something new for you and you're not even sure how and when you're going to find the time to do all that reading. I mean, we all have very busy lives and our time is rather stretched, right? But if we take that goal a step further and make it actionable and break it down in very small chunks, and let's say 15 minutes a day, then it suddenly becomes more doable, doesn't it? And you suddenly become more capable of doing it, don't you? And this is where our focus should be, on the 15 minutes a day. Because when it comes to goals and positive habits, the progress comes from putting all our focus on what we do today, right now, the small step, the small action, and see this action as the small portion of accomplishment towards the bigger outcome. Because quite often, big and exciting goals, they don't require one huge monumental amount of effort to be achieved. And that's where the misunderstanding is. Because if they did require one huge effort, then yeah, it would be totally expected for everyone to feel overwhelmed when faced with it. And the only way you're going to accomplish something really big and ambitious, the kind of goal that will transform your life forever, is by consistently taking one small step at a time in the direction of your dreams. And if you ever looked for a secret to achieving great things in life, this is it. Because yes, success means something different for all of us, but it is certainly not just for the lucky few, not out of reach and not impossible to achieve. All you have to do is start your journey today and take one step every single day. So I hope I've inspired you to look at your goals differently, and you're now feeling more capable of achieving them because you now know exactly what you should be focusing on. And like always, do reach out with your thoughts and comments. You can find me on Instagram at Success Redefined Podcast. I really like reading all your comments, and it gives me great pleasure to reply to every single one of them. And I can't wait to see you in the next episode. See you soon.